So let's go back to the website, and I'm just going to add in a new page or replace one of the pages here. So I'll replace this shows page. So let's edit the page. To add in a new page, you can come over to the dashboard, then go to pages, and you can add a new page from here in case you want to do that. So I'm not doing that now. I'm just going to edit the shows page. Same thing. So I'll call this Beat Store, and I'm going to save this. So let's edit with Elementor. And for this section of the video, we'll be creating something similar to this, and you'll be able to sort through your beats and make a purchase. So I'm just going to put by my beats. Let's get rid of this. And the whole beat store is going to live in this flex box right here. Get rid of this, get rid of this, and let's publish. So for this part of the video, we'll be using the Sonaar plugin. That's this one here. You can use this to create a beat store. You can use this to create a podcast platform. You can use this to create an audio course platform, and anything that has to do with audio. You can use this to sell your album. You can use this to set up album streaming on your website with MP3 files. And this is just the most powerful WordPress audio plugin. So I'll be downloading the plugin. There is a free one you can get started with on WordPress. So if you go to the WordPress dashboard, you can come over to my site, Network Admins plugin, and add a new plugin. And if you search for Sonaar, you'll find it right here. So you can install this. I'm going to be using the Pro plugin. If you need access to that, you can reach out to me, send me an email, or send me a DM on Instagram. We can set up your website together. So let's install that. So with this, I'll be showing you how to upload a custom plugin on WordPress. So we want to install the free one first, and I'm going to upload the Pro plugin so we can use WooCommerce and sell our beats. You can upload your instrumentals and sort them out and make them look nice like what we have here, but you can't sell them if you do not have the Pro plugin. So that's just the catch for this. So let's activate this. Let's deactivate this from the multi-site admin, and it's always good to activate plugins from the site you need it for. So I'm going to go to plugins, and I'll activate this. Let's skip, and let's go back to my site, Network Admin plugins, and I'm going to upload the Pro one. So upload plugin. I'm just going to drag the zip file here and install. So this has been installed, and we'll go to John Toby dashboard, and I'm going to go to plugins, and let's activate the Pro plugin. So Sonaar has some nice templates you can also add to use in Elementor. You don't need to use them. You can just use the default things you have in Elementor. And I'll be using some of these to add some flavor to the site. I'll be installing this as well. Go to templates. And I'm going to import templates. I'm going to drag the zip file in here. So let's import. Let's continue. So we shouldn't close this page. This is going to take some time to import. I'm just going to be doing some other stuff here. So let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go to MP3 player, settings, license, and I'm going to put in my license key. So I have my license activated, and we are good to go. So let's add in a new track. So I'm going to add, let's call this Overdrive. That's one of John Toby's track. I'm going to put in the MP3 here. So I'm going to look for that and drag that in here. So we'll select use this file. And we have the file added right there. So let's publish. And if we go to our Beat Store and refresh, we can select the MP3 player from Elementor right here. So let's drag in the MP3 player. And we have this track here. So I'll put in a new flex box that is not looking crazy like the one we have there. And I'm just going to drag in the MP3 player again. And we have a nice centered MP3 player right there. So the next thing we want to do is set up filters and tags. Then we'll come back to the player. But for now, I'm going to publish and let's see how this looks on the main website. So let's go to Beat Store. And we have this song here. So let's go back to this instrumentals and I'm going to put this in a new category. And I'm going to call this category instrumentals. Let's add the new category. And we have this song in instrumentals. So I'll save that. Go to our admin. We'll come back here. I want to set up a new plugin. So we'll use this new plugin to set up filters. So let's go to my site, network admin, plugins. We'll add a new plugin. I want to add in advanced custom fields. It's this one right here. Let's install it. So this is what's going to help us set up the duration, the BPM, the mood, instruments, genre, and we can sort with all those filters. Let's go back to our dashboard, plugins, and let's activate advanced custom fields. So let's go to ACF right here and want to create a new field group. So I'm going to call this instrumentals as well. I want to add in a new field type. So the first one we'll be adding in is a checkbox. Let's look for that. And we want to call this mood. So I'm just going to copy some of the choices I have here and let's add in another field. And this next one is going to be called instruments. It's also going to be a checkbox. Instruments. And I'll copy some instruments I have. Then let's add another field. This one is also a checkbox called genre. Let's change this to a checkbox. And I'm just going to copy some instrumental genres here. And let's add one more field. I will call this one BPM. So this one is going to be a text field. So BPM. So that's all for the fields. I'm going to save changes. And for the field settings, we want this displayed on the MP3 audio Player Pro. And let's save this. So we go back to Overdrive. Let's save this. And if we refresh this page, we'll be able to see all those filters here. So let's set some of the filters. And I'm just going to set the BPM to 120. Let's assume it's 120. So let's save this. And we've been able to set the details for that track. So I'm going to add another track. Let's go back, add one more track so we can use the filters effectively. So this one is called Introspect, and it's inspirational. It's piano, I think, has some pads and strings as well. So this is cinematic. Let's make this 90 beats per minute. So I'll add the MP3 file. I'm going to drag that in. So the upload is complete. I'm going to use this file. Let's add this to the instrumentals category, and I'm going to publish. So you can add images and any other thing you like. You can set the playlist cover. I'm going to publish. So these tracks we are creating are actually playlists, and you can add multiple tracks. But for this purpose, for the beat stop purpose, we are going to be creating one song or one beat per track. So I'm not going to add in multiple tracks here. And you're going to see all our beats here. So let's go back to the beat store. Let's refresh this. We have 2 tracks now. And let's click on this. So we want the source to come from all posts and categories, and we're going to select instrumentals. So now we have 2 tracks here. So let's publish this. So I'm going to hide the mini player and hide the image cover. So I don't want any of those things disturbing. So let's go to the style and set some things here as well. Then let's try the tracklist search bar. Let's enable that. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not going to use that right now. Then here we can use the custom field groups we created in advanced custom fields. So I'm going to add item. We'll select ACF in the source, and let's select mood. We'll add a new item, and we'll select the track duration. Let's put this up here. I'm going to call this duration. Call this mode. We'll select ACF again, and we'll select the BPM. Let's call this BPM. Put this after duration. Then let's select ACF again as the source, and I'll select instrument. We'll call this instrument. Then let's add the last filter, which is genre. I'll call this genre. This is good to go. So let's publish this, and let's go to our beat store and refresh. So we have this. We don't really have anything showing right now. We have the pop-up here, which is nice. Let's go back to our player and change this to list or boxed. And now we have everything showing up. So if you have this set to floated, it's not going to show up all those details. So once you have this set to, let's see button, let's see what button does. So yeah, you need to have this set to boxed, and let's publish this. So let's refresh this, and we have our instrumentals with the title, the duration, the BPM, the mood, instrument, genre, and we can sort with this already, which is nice. So let's add in more things. The next thing I'm going to add in is the audio player filter. So I'm just going to add in a new option here. Let's add Flexbox, and let's click this plus icon here, and let's scroll down all the way to the MP3 player. Then let's add filter, select, and tags. So I want this to be a drop down. I want to add in item. So we want the first item to be from ACF. I want to sort by mood. So I'll call this mood. Then we can sort by mood. Then the second item, we should be able to sort by the instrument. I'll call this instrument. And the third item should be genre. So ACF genre. That's looking good. I'm going to, we can make these tags instead of drop downs as well. Let's make them tags. I think tags is looking really nice. Let's style this a bit. Let's bring this to the center. And yeah, I think I like tags for this. And we can start sorting out, for example, if we click in calm, we should have just this. So we'll test that in the front end, and that's looking good. So let's publish, let's reload, and let's try out the sort option here. So let's select calm, and we have just overdrive. So, and you can see the filters here as well. So let's select inspirational. We have the two selected. So we select inspirational and cinematic. We'll have just introspect. The last thing I want to set up is search. So let's create something on top of this, and Flexbox and plus, then search track list. So this will leave as the default. They should be able to filter everything by default. Let's publish this, and let's check how this looks on the front end. So let's get rid of all these filters, and let's search for John Toby, and we have that pop up. I'll search for introspect, and we have that pop up. So I'm going to play this, and we can see that right here. So yeah, that's how to create your album store. You can use this to create a streaming service or a podcast or whatever. And the next thing we want to do is set up WooCommerce so people will be able to purchase these instrumentals here.